Life can change in an instant. For many wheelchair users, the struggle to push forward is a daily challenge.
After years of development and countless prototypes, we created Rib Grips, the revolutionary wheelchair hand rim covers with built-in ribs for ultimate grip and comfort.
No more slick surfaces, no more heat burns, just pure, reliable grip. Rib Grips, empowering you to push forward with ease. Rib Grips, get a grip on your freedom. Discover the difference. Visit ribgrips.com and use promo code GRIP today. You just found the perfect product that helps with staying cool during hot summer runs. No more gross warm water. Stay cool with this product from Gear Handle. This hydration tube cover helps keep your water cool and easily accessible. Stay hydrated during those long summer runs or even delay from freezing in the winter. Plus, they're compatible with various brands of water bladders and come in various colors. Visit gearhandle.com and use promo code H2O today.
BooBaes.
BooBaes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, welcome
Welcome, you guys.
to BooBaes.
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 Yes, we're here yet again to talk about some horror.
Every week we're here, and we are your hosts. My name is Caitlin.
And I'm Joshua.
That's right, and we're here to talk about all the spooky things and
All the
monsters
frights.
and
All the sprites, and
explosions
spirits, and ghouls, and demons.
and just straight up murderers.
And that, too, because humans of all are the worst.
Yeah, they're the scariest ones.
Honestly.
Because that shit could really happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, ghosts can really happen too.
It could.
But
But like humans.
You
Like
probably have a higher
us.
chance of being killed by a person
human,
than a
yeah.
ghost.
And I mean, yeah, there's so many movies that show the worst of our capacity of what we can do when you just get one little unhinged moment, or you continue to be a serial killer and just murder people
That's right.
for the heck of it.
For the heck of it. Just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Little shits and giggles. Little giggles.
Little giggles.
Mm.
And why isn't it giggles and shits?
Well, I guess because then it just sounds like you're shitting
sounds
yourself while you
right.
giggle.
Mm.
Like that the giggling is causing the shit.
You the shit, the
Yeah.
giggle and shits.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So
Who's
you have to
say
shit
that
first
probably
and
hasn't
then you
happened to
giggle.
someone? Okay.
You shit and then you go hee hee.
Ah, yes. I like that. That's beautiful.
On that note, we're talking about
That's funny,
What?
real quick, because my friends back in the day when I used to live with two of my friends, we used to get like drunk all the time. We would be like shit, shower, shot. So like people would get home and be like, all right, shit, shower, shot. So like you would like, take a shit, take a shower. And then once y'all get out, it's like, all right, it's time to take shots
time to take
while we're
shots.
getting ready and then getting dressed. And then it's like, then we
Going
just kept
out.
getting drunk the whole night. Yeah.
Wow, that's fun.
Yeah.
What a
Shit, shower,
life.
shot. Shout out.
Need to live like that. more often.
No, it was the most unhinged 18 months of my life.
Yeah. I live by myself,
But
so
the
I think it'd be
memories-
really sad
but
if
the
I was
memories.
doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, oh, is Caitlin okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
RP.
But
Anyways, I'm not dead.
and we're glad for it
Yeah.
because we need to talk about
Cloverfield. 2008. 2008.
sci-fi / horror film /
Thriller.
all kinds of found footage style.
definitely
Like there's
found
so many
footage.
layers like to
There
this
is.
film. Most definitely
Directed by Matt Reeves and produced by
the J.J. Abrams.
the J.J.
right?
Abrams.
Yeah, he's like, made so many movies.
Fun fact,
Tell
this movie was released on my birthday.
Oh, really?
In 2008.
It
Yep.
was. I didn't realize
Release
that. In
date
January,
was
right?
January 16th,
Yeah.
2008. And I
Oh,
was like,
did you know that already, or?
Oh, when
you
I was
found
looking it
out?
up.
Okay, cool.
I might have, I saw
Internalized
this
that?
film in theaters, so I might have gone and seen it like kind of for my birthday. Because I would do that a lot. Like I know
Me
I saw
too.
The Lovely Bones for my
Something
birthday.
around
What a
your
fucking
birthday.
depressing movie to watch on your birthday.
Yeah,
But it's so
it
good.
was. I actually really like. I've seen that movie at least 4 or 5 times, and it's always
Lovely
a good
Bones?
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always a good go-to, even though I know I'm gonna cry like a
yeah,
little
it's fucking
bitch.
sad.
And then I know that he like doesn't necessarily get captured by the family, so then it's like that never like real satisfaction of you just
Yeah.
get like knowing that like karma got to him and he died, but still it's like
Still leaves a bad taste.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, they never got their like, closure with that.
Yeah.
But that's crazy.
It is.
Anyways, good movie.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Okay.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Saoirse Ronan.
This would have been my going into high school. I believe.
Yeah, 2000. I mean, yeah, us both.
Yeah, we were same. We graduated the same year.
Yes. So
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, we were going
2008 through
to
2012.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyways, we were definitely around the high school age at this point. 8 plus 4 is 12. So I'm assuming we went in at 2008.
Yeah.
I think that's
then the fall of 2008, and then we came out of 2009. No.
Or did we go in the fall of 2000?
We went in 2009.
We did?
Yeah, we started 2009. That's why I'm like
09 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12. That's only 3.
Oh, okay, you're right. I don't know. I graduated. I can't count.
Yeah, I
You're
can't.
right. I don't know. It's hard to remember that far back, to be honest, at this point.
Yeah. Oh, no. I have no.
Which is
unless it was like a major
traumatic event or something that was super fun. Then, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Someone was talking about their like middle school teachers the other day, and I was like, "How the fuck do you know that still?" I can't remember a single middle school teacher.
I can remember like teachers. I can remember stuff like that. I just like
I can remember their faces,
like moments.
I don't remember their names at all.
Yeah,
I don't remember their names at all.
Yeah. That's a whole. We'll talk about it after.
Yeah. Anyways,
we'll get to a tangent. All right, but yeah. J.J. Abrams is what we were talking about.
Lots of
explosions in this movie. Yeah, you're gonna get
as he does
a monster movie out of this. So there's definitely gonna be lots of action, commotion, pandemonium, scary. And I mean, not necessarily. I mean, if I'm
those
putting myself in
small creatures were kind of scary,
and then putting myself in the shoes of like these characters and being in that moment, like. That's panic. That's like survival mode. So nothing about that is like not
fun.
Scary.
Mm-hmm. Can we just talk about how the monster's like really cute?
Aw,
his little
face.
Name's
Clover. That's
it's
what the
cute.
fans have dubbed it.
Oh, I love it.
Clover.
Clover's so cute.
So we will now.
When we get that nice little pin up on its face right before HUD.
HUD. Yeah.
And it's so cute. Its little ears or membranes or whatever the fuck it is flaring. I was like, oh.
I don't.
Sweet baby.
Yeah, so we should get into this already. It's an infant. It's actually
it is a baby.
It's an infant of its species. Yes. So
yeah.
It's
Okay.
a baby.
So I haven't seen any of the rest of the Cloverfield. I didn't actually even
saga area.
know that. Well, I remember seeing the like cover art and stuff for 10 Cloverfield Lane because it's got what's his face, the dad from Coyote Ugly. Oh.
Both work, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
that's just what I know him from. But
what's his name?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, Steve.
Oh, all the Steves.
Allen. No, that's Steve Allen.
Let's just look it up.
Ooh,
10. Oh
it's
God,
there.
I can't type
it's on
10.
the tip of my tongue.
The
you
tip
guys,
of the teen, the tip of the tongue,
the
tip of the
dad from. Coyote Ugly.
Starring.
He's the voice of some like
John Gallagher.
John
Jr.?
Goodman.
John Goodman. Okay, that was like there's
Goodman.
2. John Goodman. Cast.
Sorry, I'm yelling at you guys about John Goodman.
Yes, John Goodman.
I'm a little excited this morning.
I'm pretty sure he's in.
Yeah. He's the
Coyote
voice.
Ugly.
I think he's the voice of someone too.
He's
in
in
something.
The Big Lebowski. He's in Oh Brother Where Art Thou. Yeah. The Emperor's New Groove.
There we go. He's Pacha, and I love.
Oh, and he's also Sully.
Oh,
in Monsters Inc. and Baloo in The Jungle Book 2, the 2003.
Homeboy is making that money.
B movie. Clifford's Really Big Movie.
Who
Princess
was he in
and the
B
Frog.
Movie? Oh, he was the judge. Oh no, the lawyer. He was the lawyer.
Ellie Big Daddy LaBeouf.
Yeah.
In The Princess and the Frog. Leighton T. Montgomery in B movie.
Yeah, Leighton T. Montgomery.
Fun.
He talked like that.
He talked like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're not talking about 10 Cloverfield Lane, though. So
yeah, but you were mentioning that you haven't watched the other movies, and technically the other movies don't necessarily explain this one or the monster as much. You have to kind of go digging because during the campaign of this movie, which was very elusive and secretive, and they were really trying to like build up a mystery behind what this movie was about.
Mm-hmm.
They released they released MySpace pages for all of the characters. Because it was the day and age of MySpace.
Oh yeah,
era.
I mean, I had my MySpace then.
They do you remember doing all HTML coding and shit?
Oh, yeah.
And like, oh my god,
I'm like, damn, I was a mastermind.
Oh
then.
yeah,
I have
I'm
no
sure
clue
a
how
lot
to
of
do it
people
now.
from our like age group from like being like 13, 14, like learning that are like coders now.
Oh yeah, probably.
And anyways, they released a website where it had like what's it called? News footage of like an event that had happened that led up to this. That kind of give you a glimpse of something that was happening that like a monster created, but it was still like it never was shown. Like you didn't know. You just got videos of like people in an oil rig freaking out of like something attacking it. And then they also, what was the other thing? Released on the same website like descriptions of like, I guess what's the word? Conspiracy theories of like the monster, and so that's how like they dubbed it like Clover, and like it's actually an infant, and it's from Earth, of some like subaquatic creatures that like some company found, and it was like there's literally so much information on it, but anyways, long story short is that it's of Earth, it's a baby, and it just kind of leaves it open for like in this world for shit to go wrong with monsters, because the other movies and the Cloverfield paradox explains that like all of this is happening because some people fucked up in space and played with time like dimensions whatever, and this made our universe in this movie. This shit is happening, and the shit that's happening in the Cloverfield 10 lane is a separate universe, and shit is going off in that movie with aliens. So yeah,
that's exciting.
Woo.
Yeah, this here says that the franchise is named after Cloverfield Boulevard in Santa Monica, California, which is only a few blocks away from Bad Robot's headquarters. And it says Santa Monica's airport was also originally called Cloverfield, and that's only the start of the rabbit hole. The Cloverfield name wasn't given to the airport because it had a field of clovers. No, it was given the name because it was meant to commemorate American aviator Grayer Clover, who was killed during a practice run during World War I in 1918.
Interesting.
Which that's cool. So that basically they were just driving around and they saw it and they were like, oh. And then this fact here says if the credits are played in reverse at the very end, viewers can hear a voice saying that the creature is still alive, that it survived the final bombing run that was meant to level the city.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
He's fucking like indestructible.
Like imagine not like I would not want a found footage for it, but like a steady cam sequel to this of like what happened like
after the bombing and stuff. Yeah. It also apparently no one knew that they were going in to make a Cloverfield movie for any of them. Like one of the many things all the Cloverfield movies have in common is that no one knows that they're ever making a Cloverfield film. When the cast members for the original movie were auditioning for their parts, they thought they were auditioning for J.J. Abrams' 2009 Star Trek, not Cloverfield.
Gotcha.
And it says similar case with the two sequels as well. The cellar was transformed into 10 Cloverfield Lane during production, and the film stars had no idea that's what they were making. And when God Particle was being turned into Cloverfield Paradox, one of its stars openly admitted to not knowing how that was possible. As it turns out, there's a lot that can be done in post-production to change a film's entire premise, which
that's
is like
crazy.
That's
true.
insane.
And like it really shows you the power of editing.
Yeah,
where it all lies, because you can film all this shit, but until you're piecing it all together, you can really make whatever you want.
Exactly. Yeah, the way you piece it together that's insane. So,
shout out to editors.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I want to be an editor.
And just being like in the dark the whole time, not knowing. I can't believe.
Yeah,
like in the dark of like knowledge,
of, like, not knowing what you're actually creating.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, because then it's like, how do you even know if like, do I stand by this? Like, what would be the outcome? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess you sign up for it and you just kind of
signed the contract. I guess
exactly.
They have the right to utilize the footage however they please. Yeah,
you got paid too.
Yeah, exactly.
So you got
as
yours,
long as they're not like
theirs.
Doing illegal activities, which I don't think that is.
Happens.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, so getting into it, we start with screens saying like it's what is that called when it's got those red, yellow, blue, purple, green lines like the film. You know, like when a VHS is starting, when it's got those.
Oh, like those. No, I don't know.
Okay, you know how the beginning of the movie starts with the film like going in, and then
it's like, and then it's like got the lettering, and then
but it's got like that colorful stuff, you know. I don't know. Okay, anyways, the way that it starts, it's got like the beginning of like a VHS film. Yeah, it looks cool. But it's basically saying that
I get what you mean, like the red little colors at the bottom.
Yeah,
it's like a film, but I don't.
Yeah, but I don't know how that translates. What it's called.
Is it because of like on VHS it's the actual film.
Yeah,
right?
I guess so.
I don't
Yeah.
know. But
That's what I would.
I don't know what it's
like
called.
on like the Kodak.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know
logo.
what it's called.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But I get it. It's very like nostalgic almost and vintage.
It's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And it's basically saying, it's starting with screen saying that like this is the property of the U.S. government. Don't duplicate, it, and this all takes place in an area formerly known as Central Park.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh,
it's really
shit.
setting it up like shit went down.
Yeah. Formerly known, like a massive landmark / all of Manhattan and New York is formerly known, like we are in a post-apocalyptic, like
At least
something major
New
has
York.
happened.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, but
yeah,
if
it's
they
really
didn't
setting up the
actually kill
tone.
that monster, then that
It's really setting
is
up the
probably
tone
the
for
rest of the
movie.
world.
Yeah. Well, and that's what this movie too. It's like in a dimension where it's open to like monsters coming up. So there could be other monsters too, not even this monster that like starts attacking at some point. So yeah, you're right.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
It opens and it says April 27th, 6:42 a.m. They're at Beth's dad's place, and it's
a high rise. It's nice.
And he says it's already a good day. So Rob is the one who's filming. He's our main character.
Protagonist, if you would call it a protagonist. Yeah, he's just the main character.
Yeah.
He's the focal point.
Yeah.
He's the storyline.
The story is kind of revolving around him.
And trying to find Beth.
His giant rescue mission.
Yeah. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
The whole movie is a rescue mission. A suicide mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Find out.
But yeah, so we're following Rob and Beth. It's very much it's a camcorder. Like we are on straight up camcorder the whole time.
Yeah, 2007, right? Yeah.
Yeah, something about them.
And
but yeah, so they're going around. He's making little videos. Beth is so fucking pretty. Jesus Christ, like she's gorgeous. Whenever
something else too, some horror movie that I can't put my name on it, but
I don't know. But she's real cute. But then it switches. I guess somehow Jason. Oh, because it's a month later.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the film, we figure out that it's May.
It's May 22nd.
Yeah, 23rd, 22nd. 22nd, so yeah, when it starts. And then May 23rd at 6:42 a.m. is when everything. This is starting at 6:42 a.m. as well. Oh, so it's exactly 1 month later.
That's true.
But yeah, so it's flashes. We switch to...
Yeah, and somehow I don't know how that's happening because I don't know how camcorder footage, like if you record over a tape, it doesn't keep, I don't know. But how like it like interpolates with like the other footage, I don't know. But anyways, continue.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how that works either.
Okay.
Maybe they hadn't rewound the tape all the way, and so then that's why it starts with the beginning bit a little bit.
Yeah.
But then when the random slips happen throughout, it's like, what?
How'd that happen?
I mean, maybe unless like they stopped.
I get how it's like it's there to like push the narrative and the storyline. But like I'm like,
how does it logistically happen?
Maybe, it's just as a viewer, we're just seeing that. I don't know. But anyways, okay.
Who knows?
All right. But yes, continue.
But when we get to Jason, though, God, the camera's extra shaky. Yeah, Lily. Yeah, she's gorgeous as well.
Yeah, she's in something.
She's a fucking badass. She's running in heels this whole time.
She is. Robert was watching it with me, and he was the whole time. He was like, "Man, she's still been in them heels."
Yeah, she's running. And Marlena was also in heels.
Yes,
like hers were more of like a platform.
Yeah,
but
as opposed, but it's still a hill.
Yeah, still difficult to run.
Yeah,
they're really killing it though.
Yes, and so you were saying the footage whenever Jason.
Yeah, whenever he gets it, it's like extra shaky.
Yeah,
he's like
it's really bad.
It's clear that he doesn't know really how to work a camcorder, and he's just kind of not actually paying attention to it. He's just kind of flopping it around, and so you're just going along for the ride, getting thrown about.
And I will say, if any of y'all suffer with motion sickness, like for me, I had to pause during the middle of it.
Oh, really?
I was making me a little sick. Yeah, because same thing with As Above, So Below. Like I just couldn't. Like it's just it makes me really nauseous. And it's funny because when the movie came out in theaters, they had to start putting up like little notices
Flyers,
at theaters, like being like, hey, if you suffer from motion sickness, be aware this movie might cause nausea.
They only did that after many people started coming out of the theaters and vomiting. So
that's crazy.
This one I feel like is one of the shakiest.
Yeah, not to down it, I'd still tell you to watch it, but be aware. That's all.
It's
Drink lots of water.
Definitely,
That
it's like
helps me.
worse than Blair Witch.
Yeah, for sure.
Blair Witch is like looks nice and
Because there's even some
stable
points too where they're
compared to
like
it.
in like the scenes where they're like in the stairs or shit when it's just like literally.
Yeah, it's just being flopped around. You're just
Yes.
getting like tossed.
Literally whiplash. But yeah, so it's all shaky. It's crazy. They're getting ready to for the party.
A going away
Gonna be
party
throwing
for
a going
Rob.
Party for Rob
Because he's going.
to Japan.
Yeah,
right?
Japan. Going to Japan. He's some vice president of something. So good for him.
Good
He
for
was
him,
about to
yeah.
do some major shit, but well, he
Bumping
didn't
up.
quite make it.
Oh
there.
yeah, for
Heartbeat.
real. And it's the way that like literally, I think he was supposed to leave the next day or something, right?
Yeah.
So it's
And
like
someone was like, I think it was
you didn't
HUD.
leave sooner or
Yeah, he's
sooner
like,
enough.
man, you maybe should have skipped town earlier.
Yeah. But yes, so they're throwing the party. We pretty much get to the party pretty fast, like early on. It's already gonna be happening. And
Jason asks, so Lily had tasked Jason with taking sort of memorial video,
goodbye
like
messages,
yeah,
basically.
little messages and snippets and kind of what happens at weddings a lot. They bring that up a lot.
Congratulations and stuff.
Yeah, just something to remember your friends by and remember that day. And then Jason's like, no, I don't really want to do that. So then he pawns it off on HUD really easily.
Who also said, no, I don't want to do that because then you have to like do this, which is why Jason didn't want to do it. And then he just makes HUD do it. It's funny.
He gets him in there.
Because of Marlena, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's basically just like, Marlena will be here. And he's like, oh, she will? And he's like, great. Now you'll have a chance to talk to her. And then puts the camera in his hand. He's like, I didn't say I'd do it.
Yeah.
Which was
Caught
funny.
the man into it.
He did. And then Lily later is like, what the fuck? Like, I thought I asked Jason to do that. And he was like, well, he asked me to do it. So,
Yeah.
and she was clearly like
Yeah.
fed up,
Of course.
as I would have been
A
too.
little peeved girlfriend. It's like, when I asked you to do it, I want you to do it, not tell someone else to do it. Yeah, 'cause
Exactly.
it's his brother. I think she's thinking like, this is your brother. You need to do this.
Yeah, it would be good for you. I put that I just relate to Lily so much. Like with how she is acting and stuff, I was like, that would be me. I would not be chill about anything either. I'd be like, yeah. I'd be barking orders. Like, but yeah, so then basically he's going around starting to get
all these messages.
Yeah. And then
A few. I'm not like, yeah.
Yeah, he gets a few, and then he runs into Marlena. He finally finds her.
Finds her. Yeah.
And she's shooting him down.
Yeah.
Of course, she's
Already.
basically like, stop. She's funny.
Which her, it's funny because I kind of just, it's hard for me to not see her as just Janice Ian. You know what I mean? Because she's Janice Ian from Mean Girls. What's her name? Her name is Lizzie Kaplan.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I like her character in this.
It
for the
is-
most
yeah,
part.
she is
it's
very-
good up until
I couldn't
know.
quite place it. I forgot, but I was like, I definitely know her face.
yeah, she's Janice Ian from Mean
That
Girls.
makes sense, yeah.
And I don't really recognize her from too many other films. So
Yeah, it's hard for me to see her outside of that,
mm-hmm.
even without knowing.
What she
I was
was.
just like, I know that she's in something, and she's very clearly.
Her eyes the whole
Only.
time were so wide.
Mm-hmm. It kind of reminded me of in VHS, the first film with the like, I like you, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
she kind of gave me
creepiness,
those crazy eye vibes. I don't know.
The whole time. Yeah. Especially when like HUD would be trying to talk to her and she's just kind of like
Yeah, especially after
very
everything
short
has
with him.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's starting to go down. But she says at one point, or someone says, I'm pretty sure it's her. She says, you know, we'll be keeping New York safe and fun. And I was like, LOL, just you wait.
Literally.
Just you wait. You're not. No. New York's not safe.
The way they think.
You're about to
Well,
die.
even without the monsters in New York.
Yeah.
When is it ever safe?
Exactly.
All the crime. Okay, anyway, sorry. All right. So yeah, everybody's saying their goodbyes. They have their little moment of like awkward him trying to flirt, but
He's so,
it's so
pushy,
bad. And
so
he's,
awkward.
Yeah, he's throughout the whole movie. I mean, he's kind of like giving you that like.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
vibes.
he talks too much
He
kind
does.
of vibe. The person who always just has to fill the air with so much like nonsense that nobody wants to listen to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Rob makes a comment on that later on, and he's like, I have to keep talking, otherwise I'm gonna literally like shit myself. He's like, I can't focus on this
Whenever
right
he's
now.
all like, yeah.
Yeah.
throughout the
So
whole movie,
he's,
yeah.
I mean, yes, he's
Which
definitely
makes
one of those
sense.
people who's probably like
they have to process everything externally. Yeah.
And he's probably like very much the goofy guy and stuff. And well, he's quite literally a comedian in real life.
TJ Miller, yes.
And so for him to be in this role was, I mean, he still brought some aspects of comedy, but a lot of it was like, dude, not the time, which other people then do say to him. Though. They play on that. I mean, that I believe that was definitely his role.
And there's, sometimes there is a person like that in a group.
So, oh, yeah, definitely. I feel like there always is.
Right?
Yeah.
Someone takes it a little too far.
Yeah, exactly. But so then basically at this point, Rob returns and they're like, it's a surprise party and stuff. And I loved the little like weird sort of, I guess it was some sort of flip phone, but it had one of the first like bigger screened flip phones
all
that
the
was
phones
recording.
In this movie, by the way, I was like, oh my God, it's so weird not to see just a million iPhones out everywhere. Everybody had like different like type of flip phones or Nokias, and just like, whoa. And the way Nokia had to be a big sponsor of this film because Nokia was plastered everywhere throughout the film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they had a lot of. I mean, like Sephora, they had that
Sephora.
Whole
there
big...
was a whole Mountain Dew and like something at one point where they're in that like after the tunnels part. Yeah, there's a few like
a lot of big product placement. Yeah, but anyways, so he's there, and then we realize Beth is not there yet, which I was confused because I was like, oh wait, I thought they were dating.
Me too. I thought that was his girlfriend.
Yeah,
like already
I thought,
from inception. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
From the beginning, I was like, no, they're like together because they seemed like really. It seemed like they have been friends. We find out later along they're like lifelong or friends. Not lifelong,
which does
but
make sense
long
when
time.
he's like. You can put that in that context because at the beginning when he's like we're in her dad's place, that makes that seem like a couple. But and you think about it, well, no, I have a lifelong friend, and I'm sure I've stayed in her dad's trailer, so that makes sense. Like, it's
totally possible.
Yeah,
it's
so
just, I mean, it was clear that they had slept together that night, and so I was like,
very clear. They're being all cutesy with each other too.
Yeah, exactly. And so we just assume that they're dating, but then we find out that they're not, and basically until the story unfolds, I was like, "How'd he fuck her?"
He fucked
but
her.
It was her. It was him.
Yeah,
he's the fucking asshole.
They fucked, and then he didn't call her.
Yeah, never called her.
Didn't have even if because his whole thing in the stairway conversation is just like, "Well, I'm leaving. There's nothing to do. Like, you can at least like say that."
Yeah,
and like.
Communicate even an inkling.
Communication is key.
Say like 2 words. This is your fucking best friend, and you just fucked her, and then you're gonna leave her high and dry.
No, I've never talked to her.
Yeah, fuck you. But I didn't realize. Anyways, though, she does eventually show up. She brings homeboy from As Above, So Below.
Yes, that is where he's from, and from Broad City. Yeah. What's his name? Tyler Travis.
Yeah.
His name's Travis.
Great. I was like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a dude.
Yeah.
As Above, So Below. But yeah, she brings another guy, and it's like, oh fuck. And Rob is clearly upset.
Yes.
Which is like, yeah, but also fuck you.
Yeah.
Again, though, at this point, I was like,
he doesn't understand that. I believe at this point, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't understand why she's upset. Yeah. And it's like, oh, what a typical.
Or why she would do that. Because, of course, she's going to be like, oh, I'm going to bring another guy to your going away party. Because you didn't even fucking call me. And you haven't spoken to me in weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you how good I'm doing. Like, fine. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, then, so eventually and then we find out that, that they never changed the tape. And so all of that footage of her is gone. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's really sad. Yeah. Because it looked like such a cute day. Yeah. To have such a day like that, like clearly they looked smitten.
I love at the end when she says like, I had a great day. I had a great day. Like,
which is also ties back to the beginning because when he's starting with the April 27th, 6:42 a.m. we're at Beth's dad's place. He's out of town and he says, and it's already a good day.
That's true.
Is what he says. And then that's how the story ends as well at 6:42 a.m.
That's
almost a month later, just shy of a month later.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's cute. Little details.
It is. But yeah, so then he pulls her aside and this is how we find out he hasn't fucking called her.
Yeah.
And HUD is being so
nosy. Then he like tells everybody, oh my God.
He's like, I should really know as the guy documenting this. Like, HUD, no.
This is a moment between
That's
them.
a private moment.
Yes.
Fucking let them have it. And then, so then Lily tells them basically.
Yeah.
And then she's like, this has to stay between us. Like, don't put this on camera. But he just sets the camera down.
With the camera. Go rolling the whole time. Hey, you guys.
did you know that?
Telling everybody. And everybody's like,
Fucking
what? No.
Beth and Rob? Yeah.
Yeah. They're just friends.
They're just friends. And then other people are like, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. Something was different. And yeah, it's just the way he fucking goes immediately.
I love
It's
how
like,
there's like, it's so real. Like there's always a little drama at a party.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's got to be
Who's ever
spreading
party,
some
whatever
shit.
kind of party.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Got
funny though.
some sideshows going on. But yeah, so then we get out onto the fire escape ledge, little balcony thing, and that's when they're having that discussion about
Yeah, that's true. About,
you know how I'm about to leave, and then his brother's like, dude, like you've been in love with her since college, and I was like, oh,
that's cute.
that's like me. But
it hit home.
and then now like you're gonna show up and then fucking leave.
Definitely trying to
and
be a
not
voice of reason.
say anything. Yeah. And then the way his brother Jason's like straight up fact, like you are not good enough for her.
Oh, yeah,
she
that's
is like out of this. He says she's from like another dimension.
Yeah.
Or another world or something, which is
Bringing up dimensions.
clever. Jason knew.
Yeah, for sure.
What if Beth is a monster?
She could be. Wow.
She was.
And Jason knew everything. That's why he had to be taken out
Immediately.
so early.
First one gone.
Literally 20. I looked at it because I was like, I'd seen this movie a few times before, and I was like, I never really quite remembered how fast. I mean, one, it moves very fast, but like,
Yeah, it's not a long movie at all.
how fast his brother dies.
Yeah.
It's like 26 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not a big role. But yeah, as they're out there though, that's when the big rumbling, earthquake of sorts,
Yeah. It's like
Everything's
starts
getting
shaking the
shaked.
building, and they're all like, "Oh my god!" And lights are
Shaken.
flickering. Yeah.
power outage.
Power
You see
outage,
just buildings going down, like doop, 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 little light bulbs going out.
I love that in movies.
Yeah, it's fun.
I love like destruction world, like
Massive
I don't know
blackouts.
why. I just love like a good like doomsday movie.
Yeah.
But yes, all that's happening. They're kind of freaking out, and then that's whenever they see.
Everyone's like, let's go to the roof.
That's right.
See if we can get a better, because they're seeing that
Trying to get
on
a
the
view.
news,
They're saying
an
like
oil
an oil
rig.
bumped
capsized.
capsized right next to the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Liberty. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's coming from the ocean, I believe.
Yeah.
Or whatever that
Something
is, a
like
bay.
that. Yeah, whatever. They know nothing really at this point.
Yeah.
They're just going off of whatever.
So they're like, oh, fuck, like we could see that probably from here. So they go up to the roof to get a better view. And then we just see like this huge explosion.
Oh
and
god,
then,
that is big explosion. Just imagine being there and seeing that. Like
no, yeah, that's
post
terrifying.
9/11 too. Like you're
Yeah.
just like,
Well,
ooh.
someone going up the stairs was like, is this
Yeah.
another terrorist attack?
Yeah.
Which was like, damn, that's so fucking sad and scary because, yeah, in 2007, this was still, that's
more closer
fresh.
to that time frame. Yeah.
Yeah.
These people are still remembering that.
Most of the people, if they were there, like if they lived there for
Yeah.
more than 6 years, they were there that day,
Yeah.
which is terrifying. And so I imagine that's got to be super traumatic for them.
I can only imagine.
But yes, so they run up and then that explosion happens. There's like these giant fireballs.
Yeah, plummeting down on the buildings. Of course, they all have to run back into side, and then that's whenever you see like all the pandemonium, especially with the camera, and like everything's freaking out.
Yeah, it's very, everything's happening at once. There's everyone is talking at once.
Literally, yes.
It's very stressful.
It moves very fast at this point.
Yeah.
Because then
It puts you in the chaos.
Yeah.
It does a great job of doing that. And again, just like what I do like about found footage films is that the acting feels very real.
Yeah.
Like it feels like
they
this
seem
is
scared
actually
out of their
happening.
minds,
Yeah.
and they're trying to just like survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it makes it feel really, I don't know, it just really puts you in it. It's a very, absorbs you. I love it. I'm a
It really makes
big
you
fan.
feel like you're there, experiencing the fear.
But they go
Because-
down.
Yeah, they go down. They get out of the building, right? Yeah, and that's whenever they're in the streets and everybody's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, and then Lady Liberty's head comes smashing through, and everyone's up there taking fucking goddamn photos of it. They're like,
Yeah,
ding, ding,
literally
ding.
with
Let me
their
get
little old
photos.
flip phones with
Yeah.
their razors.
I'm like, I don't know if this is the time to be sitting here and documenting things,
I
but
mean,
that's just human nature at this point. Yeah.
It would be iPhones now.
The moment things start going to shit,
be
everyone's like, let me get
GoPros.
my phone out. Like, I mean, recently
We
with
film everything.
yes, with the tornadoes and stuff that hit a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
like there are just so many people sitting there like filming outside of their car, and I'm like, a tornado is literally passing you. Why are you filming this? Like,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of there.
It's true.
I don't know. I'm also just
feel that.
terrified of tornadoes. So.
Same. No, that's scary. That's a scary concept.
Yeah.
A big wind vortex just like ripping everything apart.
We should cover Twister. High key, I would consider it a
Twister.
weather horror film.
Ooh, weather horror.
Weather horror.
That's true. Geostorm. Yeah, there's some things in there.
Mm,
Yeah, let's do that.
that's scary.
All right.
I love Twister.
I do too.
Good.
We've got cows.
Cows. Anyways,
Sorry, you guys.
as everyone's taking the photos and stuff, more
Yeah.
things start going off. And HUD gets the first image /
Of some.
he's the first person who sees it.
Because he's like, did you guys see that?
He just sees some sort of mass move, and
Yeah.
he's like, oh, okay, something giant is over
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
He doesn't know. We don't
Captures it
know.
on the lens.
Yeah, but we just see something move. We don't know what it is yet, though.
Yeah. And so then that's whenever the building starts falling down, right? Is it the Chrysler building or the?
You know what?
I don't think it's the Empire. That's
No,
a big
because I'm pretty
building.
sure that one is still up later on in the film.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's behind the monster at some point.
okay.
So yes, some giant building. Definitely, there's plenty in New York, but the way
Comes
it just
crashing
literally,
down
it's like
just on itself, and
it
then
looks like
all
a-
that.
a rocket landing or something, and it's just going straight down. I just don't even understand how that can happen like that.
Yeah.
I mean, just collapsing like that. I guess
It's just an infrastructure thing. Like at some point lower down, it got weakened, and so
then
it
it
literally just like collapses on what's one. Just boom, it's like boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
Ugh, so scary.
That's scary. That means literally everyone in that building just literally just
Flattened.
to death. At least that's immediate, right? You wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily
Hopefully.
feel too much pain. Like
I
you're
mean,
just,
some
like,
people do. I mean,
instant-
if you're in the lower levels, yeah, but top levels might have
yeah,
survived.
and be like impaled, like
like-
other people.
Yeah, we'll see later.
And yeah, but what it does is
Oh.
creates this like dust cloud, right?
Yes. Well, we should have mentioned at this point, Beth got angry.
Oh yeah.
And
she left the party.
She left the party.
before
So
all the shit went down.
yeah.
So Beth was no longer with the guys when all this shit started happening. So
So Beth has
that's
been
a-
separated,
Yeah,
which is
that's a big deal.
yeah, a major
plot.
part. But yes, it creates that dust cloud thing coming through, rumbling of rubble.
Yes.
And so everyone's going to take cover. They go hide in this sort of convenience store or something that's right there. And yeah, they're taking cover.
Yeah.
The dust is coming for them.
It's the dust is coming for them.
dust.
The dust is coming for you. The dust. And so yeah, all that happens.
It's definitely
and
more
it's the way
serious
that-
than
right?
just dust, but
No, yeah. But it's funny the way it sounded. And so they're in that little grocery store, and it's the way that at some point this you don't know it yet, but the monster is literally walking right by them in the street. You can tell because it's like roaring, and the subtitles it says roaring and stuff, and you can kind of hear it amongst their conversation, and then like you feel like they feel the thud. It's kind of like
yeah.
like Jurassic Park. Think
Yeah.
Jurassic Park with the T-Rex.
Uh-huh.
Like, boom, boom.
those
Yeah, thuds,
yeah,
yeah.
loud, well,
Footsteps.
soft thuds, of
Soft baby footsteps.
little babies,
Little infant.
pitter
Yeah,
patters.
he was just scared. And like he was getting attacked.
Aw.
You'd be lashing out
Look.
too, trying to protect
Little
yourself.
baby, he just needs some pets.
Yes, and it's from the
Aw.
depths of the ocean, so it would have to stand like a lot of like barometric, like a lot of pressure, and so like its skin is
The
reinforced.
ocean is
so
fucking terrifying.
That's the way like it's the way that we literally only like have scratched the surface of knowing what's in
Yeah,
the ocean.
that's-
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
There's some parts of it that are still
I can't
like
think about it too much because it makes me want to like vomit.
the things that could be down there.
Uh-huh. Yeah, not
That's
a fan.
wild. In the deep, deep, deep dark.
Which those things are fucking ugly.
Yeah,
as you start
and
getting down.
giganticism is real too. Once like things start going down, like things get bigger.
Ugh.
Yeah,
So this
the
thing
deeper
could really be there.
the deeper you get, things get bigger.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Anyways,
Oh, yikes, scary.
I just got depressed.
Me too.
I
Take
got
a-
scared.
Take a break here.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
As if the McCrispy couldn't get any better, Bacon and Ranch just entered the chat. The Bacon Ranch McCrispy, available at participating McDonald's for a limited time. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We're back at it.
Yeah. So basically, after the windows like explode and stuff, and that the monsters gotten past them. Jason's like, I'm going to go investigate.
Yeah.
So he goes out. Rob is, of course, following him. And then they all follow.
Yes. Into the streets we go again, because that's what you would want to do when shit is going down, right?
Yeah. I mean, I would be wanting to get away. And so that's what they're trying to do. They're, man, the people who didn't make it inside, and those people that are wandering the streets, they just look so disoriented.
They're dusted.
They almost look like zombies.
Yeah,
the way that they're moving, because they must be in shock. Their eardrums are probably ringing to high heavens.
Of like all that dust and whatever debris,
fire, I'm
in
sure,
their mouth,
smoke,
and their lungs. Yeah,
they are just. I mean, they're basically dead, but they're still walking. Terrifying. But at this point, they're deciding that, hey, we need to try and get the fuck out of here, because that place was obliterated.
Literally,
it was just torn to shreds. Like, the aftermath was insane.
Like whatever is happening, we need to go, because at this point they still don't know what's happening, but it's like we need to evacuate.
And at this point, they find Marlena as well. She didn't make it inside.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And she keeps like repeating, like, it was eating people. Yeah. Fucking, the baby's hungry.
He needs nutrition. He's
just
growing.
Needs little snacks.
He or she. They. Yeah.
Yay. But anyways, they decide to start heading towards the Brooklyn Bridge because it's the closest to them. They're like, Brooklyn's right there.
They're like, that's the only way we can escape.
Yeah.
Well, not only way, but yes, closest one. And so they're making their way downtown.
Walking fast. They are. Faces are passing.
And their
home has been obliterated. Yeah, so they're.
Maybe there's another home. Maybe they're not born and raised there.
Yeah.
They could be homebound.
Hometown.
There we go.
Who knows? But HUD the whole time is still recording. And then at one point, I think Rob's like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, people need to see this. Like, they need to see how it all went down. And he's like, you could just tell them. And he's like, no, they need to see. Yeah. And I was like, okay, HUD.
And like, there's no other way for us to have gotten this movie.
Yep.
Good job, HUD.
Good for him.
Yeah.
It's all thanks to HUD.
Yeah. Quite literally.
Yep.
And so they're making their way, and then they finally get to the Brooklyn Bridge, right? Look at my notes here.
Let's just the Brooklyn Bridge is a huge bridge.
Oh, and that's even terrifying in itself. Bridges over long, like there are bridges that are like miles long over like bodies of water. Like what?
Yeah, no,
that's
terrifying.
Scary.
And it like when I walked it, it took us a good amount of time. Yeah. And we got halfway and then we turned back because it's
that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean it took a while. And I mean we were walking pretty fast, so like maybe I don't know, like 10 minutes or something. Of course, people are stopping, stuff like that, and taking photos. So it wasn't like we were just making a straight pathway.
Yeah.
But trying to get across that bridge with multiple people like that,
because
it's also not very wide.
I've seen it in pictures and shit, but like so there's like, how does that work again? It's like, how do people walk in it? Because there's
a footbridge above
the car bridge. Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow, all the way. People literally walk it all the way. Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
I mean, I think I don't know if people for
like fun.
Yeah,
like
it's for tourism.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't think people
not
are
for like a daily like I'm just gonna walk.
I'm gonna walk across the Brooklyn Bridge. Yeah,
okay.
No, I don't think regular New Yorkers are doing that.
They're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Basically, they're probably like, oh, don't go anywhere near the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
Just like we're like, don't go anywhere near the silos. Like,
yeah, that's true.
It's gonna be a tourist trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see some people like running though. They're probably just like, I'm gonna run over to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
From Manhattan. Easy.
Yeah. I don't know how that works. But yes, especially with the amount of people that are out on the streets trying to like evacuate and get through.
Yeah, I just imagine that had to be the most chaotic. And of course, they couldn't hear anything. There's sirens going off. There's explosions and
chaos. There's looting already happening.
Yeah.
Like
as we'll see.
We'll see. Yes, but I'm imagining even at that part, like there's.
It had to have already been occurring.
Starting. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're trying to cross the bridge, but then Rob gets a phone call from Beth.
That's right.
And basically,
and it's hard for him to hear, so he's like stopping. He's trying to like pause, but
Jason's kind of further up in the crowd.
Yeah.
Lily eventually stops whenever she hears that
it's Beth.
Beth has called.
He got a hold of her.
Yeah.
Or she got a hold of him.
And so HUD and Rob were basically together. Marlena and Lily were together. And Jason had been a little bit further up.
And he's getting pushed up by the people who are trying to evacuate.
Yeah, he's like holding on to a lamppost, like really trying to stay back.
It's
and
like Simba or Mufasa, like the herd of the stampede trying to hold on.
Yeah, he's getting almost taken away. And fuck, that's when
and so literally
creature,
while the creature, the tentacle arms or whatever part of it comes out of the water, and I love how we see the water dripping like over the people for a quick second, and it's because it happens really fast.
It does.
And they're like, Jason, watch out, and bam, and then immediately it's almost the way that I feel like poor Jason, it landed literally right on top of him and like knocked out the whole bridge.
Like that's him on it, and
That's
this is like
cool.
that's like just the very start of it, and then you have to go through like 2 of these things to even get to the middle.
Okay.
And look, it's not that wide. Do you see that?
Let me see.
The like walking of the footbridge there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So just imagine
all of
that
those people
on that and shit, and then imagine all those people fucking dying. Just.
And so that's when. So whenever the bridge starts collapsing and they're running back, and you know it's just like like falling behind them. I was just like, fuck, like that is a giant bridge, like trying to get across that.
You wouldn't make it.
That's terrifying.
You're dead.
Yeah. Ugh.
Unless you were right at the beginning of it, like they were. Like, no, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. It's so scary.
Imagine, like, remember yourself being there that day, and like, imagine, like,
had that happened. Yeah. Oh my God.
You would have been dead.
Yeah.
No.
I would have. Bye.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Good thing I didn't watch this before going.
Right.
I probably would have been like, we ain't getting on that fucking bridge.
Oh, yeah.
We gonna see it from afar. Thank you.
So the bridge was not a good idea.
Yeah. No.
Or actually, this monster's just a bitch because it had to be in that exact moment.
Route.
Literally. Yeah.
Kills Jason. So we've lost Rob's brother, Lily's boyfriend. And as they're like running away, HUD falls with the camera, and they actually had the film crew trip on purpose to like make it even more realistic.
Oh yeah.
So they would just like go through and be like, trip.
Oh wow.
So it felt very real.
It did feel real.
Because HUD trips a few times.
Yeah. Especially like when they
film.
get to the subway and all that other stuff. Yeah.
And so he falls here, and then basically HUD is being like, hey, this is where they stop in front of the big Sephora.
Yeah.
So we get that Sephora ad placement.
I would be looting in there.
For real, I'd be like, we gotta get foundation to cover up
the trauma. Yeah. I need some cologne.
Get that Fenty Beauty fix.
Yes.
Come on.
Because people would pay for these in the underground market. But yeah, so they're in front of the Sephora. They're trying to like whatever, and then that's whenever they're all
Rob
kind
and
of
Lily are in shock.
He's not really processing out loud, but HUD is the one that keeps processing out loud. And then it's the way it finally like kind of a little light, like a little switch goes onto Rob, and he's like, my phone's dead.
Yeah.
He's like,
he tries to call Beth again.
And it's and then it's very like tunnel vision. He's like, then at that point he just needs a charger.
Yeah. And that's when we had seen just right before that looting had started happening at some sort of a
electronics store, like a Radio
store.
Shack.
Yeah. And so, of course, he runs right into it. And HUD is like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? And this week tanks will start rolling in as they get into the store, and it's just sirens saying like mandatory evac, like you have to get out of here.
Although just watching like the Brooklyn Bridge shit, like where the fuck are these people evacuating?
Yeah.
Like, how?
Well, there's other bridges. There's so many bridges.
Oh really?
Yeah, because that's what they were talking about, like to take the Manhattan Bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge. At first, they were like, which one? And then we're like, clearly, we're gonna take the Brooklyn. It's right here.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, there's bridges connecting everything there.
I'm gonna look up all the bridges now.
There's quite a few.
Okay.
Because every time we drive past one, I'm like, is that one the Brooklyn Bridge? That one? And then I'm like, oh no. When I finally saw the Brooklyn Bridge, I was like, oh yeah,
that looks
that's
like
it.
The Brooklyn Bridge. Do the other ones not look like?
They look kind of. Some of them look kind of similar. If you're not like super familiar with which one it is, and so I was just like, is that it? Is that it? Is that it? I didn't know.
Okay.
Same with the Empire State Building. I was like, I think that's it. And it was like probably like the complete wrong building.
I
had no clue.
Just to go visit. I want to see it all. I want to feel tiny and look like it.
Oh, it does make it. They're fucking huge.
Yeah, it's wild to me.
Like I feel like I haven't seen buildings that big ever. It's crazy.
Wow. You know, that's crazy.
But anyways, the looting is happening. There's SpongeBob playing on the TV.
Yeah, on the TV. I noticed that too.
I was like, fucking
and
SpongeBob.
It's a newscaster.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it's funny.
And then you can see Sandy at one point too. I was like, this is funny. But as they're watching this news segment there, an actual news segment, not the SpongeBob news segment, we see that the monster is
shedding,
dropping smaller monsters, basically.
Little creatures that pop off of it.
Kind of spider-like.
Spider crab.
Yeah, spider crabs.
Excuse me. Yeah, no, spider crabs is what I wrote for them in my little listing of like what they were.
Spider crabs.
Yeah, what they were like spider crab, but like that thing that you use to take off like staples.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah, staple remover face.
Yeah, very much that.
Yeah, I don't know.
And they have eyes all over.
They do. Yeah, they had a lot of eyes.
Little black eyes,
very like
so
spiders.
they can see in the dark.
Yeah.
As well. Because the creature itself is from like the dark depths of the ocean, so like they needed that so that way they can see it. They can't see basically.
Yeah.
They go off a smell and
like a naked mole rat.
Yeah. Kind of like that. Yeah.
But as his phone comes back to life, we get this very sad voicemail from Beth being like, I can't move.
Yeah.
My wall has fallen on me. And basically we don't know if she's alive.
Yeah.
But
kind of sounds like she's barely hanging on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way, like, when they got to her, I was like, that
How
bitch
is
dead.
she? Yeah.
I really don't understand how she was still alive and
then when they
running.
pull her off, yeah. Shit.
God.
That's adrenaline.
And yeah, it had to be. But in spite of all this, I mean, Rob's basically like, fuck it, my brother's dead.
Yeah.
This is the like
love of my life.
Love of my life. I'm here with y'all.
Up. Yeah.
And Lily's basically like, I've got nothing left to lose either. Like, let's go fucking find her.
The love of her life died too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's her best friend too. One of her really good friends. So
she had to go. She had to go.
Yeah.
And so they are literally heading right towards the monster. Yeah. They're heading to the destruction.
Literally.
People are like, what are you doing? Like, that's literally right
where it's at. You're heading towards
You're
it.
heading into the eye of the
Russian,
storm.
like, yeah.
I was wondering if he was trying to say something to his, like, I don't know. I have no clue what he said. Anyways, but Marlena's basically speaking facts too, being, how do we even know? Like, there's a strong possibility she could be dead.
Marlena's trying to be a voice of reason, and also because it's like it's a suicide mission.
Yeah.
And Rob is also kind of
Rob immediately is like, shut up.
Yeah, I put Rob kind of sucks a little bit. He's gonna get everyone killed, but also to like, I put Beth should be left, but
I would have left her.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, honestly, at that point, like,
I would have been like, sorry, I think she's dead.
Yeah.
If her wall fell on her, because then, what's your plan once you get to her? Are all of you going to carry her? What if it's like...
It's dead weight.
Yeah. What if literally she had been like cut in half, like her lower extremities?
And
you know, like when a horse falls on someone and stuff, kind of thing? Like, I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Like, she could have been paralyzed and you had no clue.
If it is a genuine love and non-toxic, the other person would say, no, please save yourself, do not be stupid and come for me when you know I'm probably either already dead or I'm going to die or you will die.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like,
I would rather you survive.
Yeah, exactly.
Than both of us die because you tried to come find me.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, so where are we at?
We're seeing large fucking missiles, tons of artillery is just being laid into this thing, and it's barely even phased.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, of course it's reacting and it's like roaring and stuff, but it's still just clomping along. Yeah. It's ugh.
Because this is where they are, HUD's across the street and they're across the street, right? And all that's like, and they're
it's so chaotic.
Yeah, it's so chaotic. They're right caught in the crossfire. That's exactly what I put. But oh shit, the way that they're caught right in the crossfire. And then that's whenever what's his name, Rob is trying to direct HUD to be like, go to Subway. He's saying Subway. You can kind of hear him throughout all the chaos saying that. And so they make their way to this opening of where the subway is. And that's the way they barely make it, because then the monster's like literally right there stepping like on the whatever. And then that's when we get one of the times where HUD trips, and then it's a good like, whoa, the camera like it like literally like
it
rolls
falls,
with them.
Yeah. And we just like get a shot of like HUD's foot basically, and then Rob coming back being like, HUD, get up. Yeah. Being underground seems like a scary place to be if all those buildings are collapsing.
But do you think, like, I feel like they wouldn't collapse. I feel like there's a lot of like layer of earth at least for them to not collapse
maybe
in on like down there in the tunnels. I think like once the nuclear explosion and all that shit would happen, that would be the place that I would want to be.
Yeah.
Granted, there are
I don't know if
little
it's, like-
alien babies, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. It just seemed a little scary. I was like,
I mean, tunnels in itself, yeah, a tunnel, dark tunnel,
Being underground.
that is also a
because then
little
you can be
scary,
trapped
that's
and
true.
stuff too. And
Or as above, so below.
exactly. Go down
on
to
the
come
other
up.
side. Mhm.
But yes, so Rob is basically like, we're gonna wait for a
Yeah.
lull and then we're gonna run back up. And I think HUD at that point is like, a lull? Like, are you fucking
What?
kidding me?
Uh-huh.
That we're in like the main
Literally.
shit of this. This is the thick of it. Like, there is no lull. There's not gonna be a time for us
Yeah.
to like get out and run across.
Like everything that they've experienced so far is like literally.
And this is where I noticed
Chaos.
that both of them were running in heels. We get a shot of Lily and
I think
Marlena
this is
sitting
what
there.
we noticed too.
And I was like, oh, fuck, they've been running in heels this whole time. And then fucking Rob's mom calls.
Yeah.
That was so sad. That is so sad. And he's just
Triggered.
basically like, Jason's dead,
Jason's
Mom.
dead,
And then this is where we really get to see Rob break down over
Yes,
it.
him and Lily have that little moment as well. Not cuddled up, but like trying to like
They're comforting
consoling-
each
yeah,
other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in that moment.
And
we
then-
have fucking HUD.
And HUD comes up and he's like, I just don't know what to say. And
I feel like
Marlena's
I
like,
should say
what the fuck?
something.
Like,
Yeah.
no, this is not the time,
This is
dude.
not the moment.
And she's just judging the fuck out of him. And then they decide though, basically, look, we're looking at the subway
Yeah.
map, and they're like, we could just walk the tunnels.
Yeah.
And Marlena at that point is like, I don't know if that's a good idea. And at this point though, I did say that seems like a good bet. I don't
Yeah.
know. I seems safer than up there.
Yeah,
So,
honestly, because you see everything going up there, so it's kind of like, and you also really like, what are the options? You know?
Yeah.
Like there's not really that
exactly.
many, so-
As someone else, I think it's HUD later goes, so the options are we can die here, die in the tunnels, or die in the streets. And then Rob's basically like, yeah, pretty much sums it up.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, what a scary place to be.
Yeah. Those are not the cards I would want to be dealt.
And well, they were like, we could take the tunnels, and HUD goes, I don't think the trains are running.
Yeah, I know. And he's like, we're gonna be walk the tunnels because they're like, this is where Beth is. We can just walk down this way and cut here, and then bada bing, bada boom, we're gonna be at Beth's. And
Yeah.
like, the way he's like, this is gonna be so easy. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
No.
can't be. And at one point, I just put a crevasse
Yeah, crevasse.
because he said
Crevasse.
HUD said something about a crevice.
What if it came out of a crevasse?
Oh yeah, because he's talking about it coming from the deep depths of the ocean,
Yep.
like a trench crevasse.
Mariana's Trench.
Yep. It cracked
and
me up.
So, yeah.
And then he was like,
what?
and he was like some sort of like superhero, and she was like
Oh,
Superman.
like Superman? Oh, he's like, you know who Superman is? She's like, oh my God. Do you know who
Are you aware
is?
of Garfield? The way she was just sassing him up there, I was like, okay, I'll fucking
Yeah.
let this bitch.
It's like, who doesn't fucking know about Superman?
Yeah, exactly. You can live under a rock and
Don't
not be
belittle
into
her
that at all. Like,
Intelligence.
everyone knows Superman.
Yeah.
He's like a staple.
And so, anyways, they're down there. They're making their way through the tunnels once again downtown, and then they're kind of talking. They're having just chatter.
Homeless
of
people
all this
being lit on
shit.
fire,
Yeah,
like-
kind of like just basically
Again-
HUD not shutting up.
Yeah, he's filling the air.
Yeah, and so then that's when we have the rats running by them, and that's whenever Marlena's like, "Oh, this is so gross," and then I'm like immediately thinking like these hoes are running away from something, and y'all
Those
should
rats
be running,
are running
too.
away.
You should be running so fast that you should actually be almost stepping on them by accident, but not caring because you got to get away.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you have to trust if animals like
Animals
that and are
instinct,
running in
yeah.
a herd.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they're running away from something.
Yeah,
Not
you need
to
to not
something
be
most of
like,
the time.
oh, let's switch. Like, and then this is where we get the night vision mode on the camera, which
so
is
finally he
I
turns the
liked.
night vision onto the camera, and that's whenever we immediately see little spider crabs like on the ceiling, and they do their little sounds they were making.
Yeah.
Like, it was very that to me, like
Yes, it did sound like that. Like what is that, Daffy Duck?
a Daffy Duck.
Oh, that's
mixed
Donald.
With, mixed
No.
with, oh yeah, Donald
one?
mixed with Yoshi.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love it. It was very entertaining, but also fucking terrifying because the way that
Yeah,
it
the
is
way they were
just-
attacking people, like I mean, like that paper clip remover mouth, like chomping, like you really could be.
It's
losing
like a double
limb,
saber-toothed tiger,
yeah, very
like
much so.
kind of face,
And like we have them getting
but also crab
attacked.
spider.
The way that it jumps on Lily so fast is kind of comical. It made me laugh.
Yeah.
And then we have HUD like getting on the ground, and he's getting attacked by one, and it's like almost taking off his fucking junk. Like it's almost like right in the middle of him, about to rip him up, and then Marlena thankfully saves his life. But it's so sad because then she gets like freaking
it like
on the side,
body slams her, like,
and starts attacking her, biting her.
Yeah.
And so,
and they make the narrowest of fucking escapes. Like they really
barely
make it through that door, and that little creature's just like stuck in the door,
and
being like,
"Let me in!" Literally. And they like finally get to close the door and get away from it. And it's the way that they're like in this little utility storage.
It looks like a break room. For all the subway people, the transit workers.
Because then we have like where I was like, there's a Mountain Dew machine, there's like little snack machine. Yeah, Dasani. And I'm just like, okay, maybe like I get that we're trying to escape, but my idea, like, wouldn't it have been a good idea to just like stay in that little room?
Yeah.
Like, just bunker down.
Because basically they were like, we could stay here and we'll die. We don't know when those monsters will come. We could die in the tunnels or we can die in the streets. But, you know, at this point, this movie is a rescue mission.
Yeah.
It's basically all it is. So they're like, we can't sit here.
We can't stop here.
They look fucked up, especially Marlena. We see that her shoulder has been like, chomped through.
Because he's like, how are you doing? She's like, I don't know. You tell me how I'm doing. Yeah. How does it look?
She's like, is it cute?
Yeah, I already put Marlene as a goner.
Yep. Yeah. It was bad. And then like HUD's like, it was kind of weird how it was trying to like take me away, right? And she was like, maybe it was into you.
Yeah.
And he was like
trying to make me its queen.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God.
But then he's like, thank you because you essentially saved my life.
Yeah.
Kind of moment. And that's when they have that like, what are we gonna do? And the conversation. So then they decide that they're gonna leave that little room and go see what's, where they're at, what's out there.
And they're at 59th Street, and there's this hella bright light as they emerge. So it's clearly not sunlight. It is artificial light.
So also too, like, is that? I guess that's common in New York too. Like subways just open into like
to malls,
department stores. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's cool.
There's a few that let off at like. There's ones that
Saks and Fifth, like okay.
I don't think you can get into Saks, but you can't. Like there was one that opened like the subway entrance was at a Target.
Oh really?
And stuff. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, and it just lets off. Like we went into, my mom needed to buy new shoes when we were there because her foot was all whack, and I think it was like a DSW or something.
Oh wow. Yeah, it really was kind of like watching it. I'm like. Because I guess I never put it together in the past. I'm just like, oh, they're walking through whatever. And then because it happens a little fast, what happens. But I'm just like, oh, like there's just a shopping mall? Like, we're just in a shopping mall off the subway?
Once you, like, they had to go up some stairs and stuff. So they were getting back up to ground level with and like to the subway, not the actual platform, but going up. And
Gotcha.
And then there are some trains that run above ground as well. Like they do a mix.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay.
But yes.
So they are in this, walking into a department store with a bright light. You're right. It's not like sunlight. And then they're kind of looking around for just a split second. And so at this point, I'm like, can we get some non-heels for our ladies? But all right.
Yeah. Look around. Maybe get some sneakers.
Get a tennis shoe.
Yeah. Something good for running.
Yeah. For real.
And at this point, Beth is like, I don't feel so good. Like I'm feeling a little dizzy.
And that's the way they're like, we can take a break. But she's like, nope, I got it. Let's keep going.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, bitch, you don't got it. Like she was pale.
And so she says she's dizzy too. And essentially right after that, they like walk a little further, and then we have
the army
swoop in, and it's like, where the fuck were these people? Like, were they just chilling there behind a mannequin?
Yeah,
all quiet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they take him in, and basically they're just saying, like, that one of them asks, "Do you know what it is? What is it?" And they just said, "Whatever it is, it's winning."
Yeah.
And which is like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Never want to hear that.
Yeah.
From the people who are supposed to be protecting you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they get in, they're seeing like all this chaos there as well, with people being treated for
kind of like a triage setup where like people are getting treated for whatever injuries they have. I guess, civilians and army people. And you see like they have all these computers up. It's like kind of an intel.
Yeah, it's like a home base.
Home base. Yeah, they're trying to figure out shit.
And
so that's whenever we have Marlena then like being like, I don't feel good. And
she says like, HUD, I don't feel good. Yeah, and so he turns around,
and they're like, we got a bite.
Yeah, and there's
she's
blood
got blood coming out of her
from
nose.
Eyes.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Shit
her
almost
nose.
caught.
And then they're like, we got to quarantine her. We got to quarantine her. And so clearly these bites they found are doing something to these people.
So I know what it is.
Oh, okay.
So the little spider crab monsters actually have a venom. And if you remember, there was a little part where they're walking in that area and HUD points the camera and there's like a little critter going by and it has like this yellow stuff on its mouth. I don't know if you caught that.
Maybe, yeah.
And so I thought essentially it was blood, but in research, like their blood is yellow, but in researching, it's actually a yellow colored toxic.
Oh, okay.
neurotoxin.
Yeah. So
that-
one of the crab people things was dead. They were experimenting on it. Yeah, I remember that.
And so it's that yellow stuff. Once it gets into the human body, it makes you get dizzy. You bleed out of your orifices, and
then
essentially your body is like becoming like a water balloon until you just explode with water, and that's why your body just.
Yeah, because as they're trying to pull her off to quarantine her, and we get this silhouette shot of
Which I loved.
I loved. I did too.
Because you don't actually just see her like bop, but
Yeah.
you see behind it the like she just
and
literally
the blood hit the
combusts
screen.
in half.
Yeah,
yeah,
she just explodes.
yeah, it's crazy.
And then this is where we figure out they're having to basically move along, and they figure out that they're considering that the army is and stuff considering doing a hammer drill or something is what they call it, and it's basically just leveling all of
They're
Manhattan.
gonna nuke it.
They're like this area, and they're like, no, like all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking like wiping this off the planet to try and stop this thing. And basically, Rob keeps saying like, we can't go with you. We have someone we need to help. We need to go help her. And
Because they're trying to get them to evacuate. They're trying to get him on the choppers, but he's like, I'm not going. I love her.
they told him that it's basically a lost cause, that area is destroyed.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
There's a chance. And so that nice army man lets them go.
Yep.
Tells him basically that you need to be back at this location by
This
0600.
We're gonna send a chopper because if not, you're gonna die.
Yep, you're gonna be left here.
He's stranded.
When the sirens go. And at one point, they were trying, like, they get out and I don't know, Marlene is dead.
Yeah.
Lily and HUD are sitting there, kind of processing Marlena's death. And of course, Rob is relatively unaffected by this because he met her 3 times or so.
Yeah, and also tunnel vision. He's just like, no, I'm trying to get to Beth.
Yeah,
and he tells him, he's like, y'all can just like wait here. Y'all can stay behind. I'll go. But it's the way that they're like
splitting
no.
up would be the worst idea at this point.
Yeah, and also they're saying Lily's just like, I'm gonna go with you, like whatever.
Yeah,
and obviously HUD's gonna follow.
And then, man, we get that little shot of the horsey pulling the carriage.
Yes,
just
still
like
working,
clopping along. Oh. I was like, oh, that poor horsey.
Literally.
Has no clue what's going on, probably.
Yeah.
But.
And so, yeah. We get that shot. And then it's the way that they're making their way to. They were essentially pretty close already to Beth's place. They're right there.
Yeah.
And so This is the part where I'm like, they look at her building. Her building is literally fucking like. Leaning
on another building.
Like,
yes.
At that point,
that building is fucked up. And it's not stable. So walking in there could potentially kill you.
Yeah, and it's the way HUD is like, I hope she's on the ground floor. He's like, 39th.
39th, yeah. And so then HUD, they're like, we could go up and try to see how high we can get up. And then HUD goes, or we could just go up the standing building and then get to the roof and find a way down.
Go down, yeah.
And then they're like, that's a great idea. So they start running.
And he's like, oh, terrible idea. No.
Yeah.
And he's like, nobody ever listens to me, but this is the time I want to
Why
listen
now?
to me.
Yeah. That was funny. And of course, none of the elevators are working because the electricity is pretty fucked.
So they have to climb all the way up.
And they climb up 59 floors.
That's crazy.
Jesus Christ. I don't understand. Again, it's that adrenaline, but I'm like, how in the hell are y'all still walking? And of course, not Beth. Lily has taken her shoes off at this point. She's holding them in her hands, which I was like, that's probably smart, girl.
Yeah.
If your feet get cut open at this point, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
And so they get to the top, basically where they find that the top of the building is leaning onto it. And so they exit the stairwell then, and they're having to crawl across and up because the top of the building on the roof and get to the door. It is. Ooh, when you look down at how high up it is.
And this building is like essentially like teetering on nothing. It's like at any moment it could just fall.
Yeah.
You're dead. What are you going to do then? You can't. You're dead.
Yep. You're just falling to your death.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. They are so fucking high up. Oh. And HUD is still somehow documenting it as he's crawling across. I'm like, fucking HUD, turn
It
it
was
off.
very shaky for me. So at points like this, I would have to actually like not look and like just kind of hear what's going on.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Because yes, you're basically in the hand of somebody who's trying to cross a building that is
Yeah, you need every limb of you to like get through that.
Yeah, it's on like a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
You're having to crawl like straight up.
Yeah.
Very, very scary. But they make it through and into the door. And this like shots, these sideways shots of them like having to basically like, it almost reminds me of like, I feel like the Titanic has some similar shots as things are starting to go down.
Yeah.
And so they're having to like crawl like as this room is basically sideways for them. And I loved those shots. I thought they were really good.
That's cool.
But they eventually get to Beth's room,
They
and
find Beth, and she's literally impaled.
yeah, she's impaled, and it looks like it was like through her heart.
Yeah, and she looks like she's dead already.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
And then she comes to, and she's like, "Are you really here?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, I'm
Here,
really here."
baby.
Yeah. And sweet little moment or whatever. And then they're like, okay, we're going to lift her off. It's like a piece of wrought iron.
I'm like, I think the doctors like especially
You're not
say
supposed
you're
to pull 'em
not
out.
supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then the blood is going to start.
Exactly.
And you bleed to death. Yeah.
And I guess it was like slightly off from her heart and more through her shoulder. But that angle made it really look like it was through her heart. I was like, how's this bitch alive?
Yeah.
I have no clue how she was alive.
Yeah.
It's insane. And then I put, oh fuck, now they got to go down 60 floors.
Literally with the hurt bitch.
Exactly. They crawled all the way back across.
Wow,
and
Beth is fucked. We're all fucked.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how they did it. They encountered the little monsters again in the stairwell. Rob goes fucking ham on it. He's just like, die. And then he just gets Beth in his arm again and then keeps going. And
because he's like, I don't know. We're surviving this shit. I finally got her. I'm going to keep her alive. Yeah. And so
he's in like beast mode.
Yeah. And they finally get out. And then
we see a tank just get flattened by the monster's
literally.
foot. It just went like it was a toy.
It's like an ant.
It was insane.
'Cause essentially, I mean,
It was.
It's so huge. It's really fucking huge.
It was the size of half those buildings almost, at least.
Yeah, it had to be. And that's a baby.
Yeah.
And then we have them getting picked up by the choppers, right? Oh, yeah. And
yeah,
then that's
and
the way we finally...
Lily gets separated from them.
That's true. She gets in the other chopper.
Yeah, they were like, y'all have to go in the next one. And then they wouldn't let her out, basically.
Yeah.
And then Rob's yelling like, it's okay. We'll be right behind you. We'll be right behind you. And, oh, man, that sucks. Because Lily could have actually made it out. We don't know.
Honestly, she could have.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to think that Lily is somewhere living like her life.
I don't know if I'd want to be alive.
With survivor's guilt.
Knowing, that everyone else is dead.
But yeah, so we have them. They're
this is where I put the monsters kind of cute.
monsters kind of cute. You get more visuals of it, especially when they were coming out of the thing at one point. Remember, I think it was like right downtown or whatever, and you see like a good shot of its like little face.
Yeah, before they start bombing the fuck out of it.
Yeah,
that was where I saw it first, and then with the close up with HUD later, it's like, oh, it really is cute.
And so they start bombing the fuck out of it, and that's the way they think that
they're like, we hit it.
But then you get like a
out of the smoke from the bombs.
The monster comes in, bites and chomps on the helicopter.
Yeah, let's like smacks them out, and very King Kong kind of like.
Yes.
And the helicopter goes down, obviously, and the way that HUD is praying to God and like saying sorry, right there,
very real,
so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrifying, and I imagine that's got to be the exact thing that anyone would be doing.
Yeah,
going through in that moment. He really knocked it out of the park there. But obviously they crash. Beth is somehow the most coherent whenever they come to.
For real. The bitch had a rod in her arm.
I know. I'm like, she should have been the first dead.
Yeah.
I was so confused.
She's already frail.
But she's waking the other ones up like, we got to get him out. We got to get him out. And clearly some time has passed now. The sun looked like it was starting to rise.
Yeah.
Right before they got on.
Yeah. Since they've been knocked out or something.
And they're starting to, they get out though. The sun is up now.
Yeah.
And basically they were, and then we hear, I don't know if any of them actually were coherent enough to understand, but we hear that from someone's walkie that there is the flattening, like that big old blasting of the area is about to happen in 15 minutes. If you can hear the sirens, you're in the blast zone. Like you're
get
dead.
out of it.
Yeah. And so I liked that as they were getting out, my subtitle said soft roaring.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cute.
Yeah. Soft roaring.
Little
Just
soft
soft,
roars.
little baby.
ASMR roaring
Yes.
of a monster about to rip you to death.
Because they're trying to get away, but then literally the monster is right above them, and it's right above HUD.
Yep.
And then he looks up, and it's the way it's like, it just kind of looks at him like very intrigued, like, oh. And
And
then
then-
just bites him, and you get this like whole little, and him being like, no,
Yeah.
getting chewed up, and then like half of his body just
Yeah, you get taken up with
Yeah.
HUD,
with the camera
and then we fall with
down. And I love the way it
HUD.
like falls back down on his face and is like trying to focus
Yes,
in and out.
the way that the camera was struggling
Yeah.
to focus was very good. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, fuck. It's just
And-
on his corpse, and it's going
Mhm.
between the blades of grass in his face. And then
Yeah.
you can see Rob and Beth running up behind it.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
That's good. And then we have then essentially Beth and Rob finding some shelter right after that in like a little under a little bridge kind of
Mhm.
thing. And,
Yeah, one of the tunnels or
mhm.
things in Central Park.
Yeah.
And this is where we get a very Blair Witch moment where Rob speaks directly into the camera saying,
Mhm.
it is 6:42 a.m. on May 23rd. My name is Robert blah, blah, blah. And basically this thing has killed my brother,
Mhm.
Jason,
All our friends, all our loved ones. Yeah.
Hudson, Marlena. And then the way he like puts it over to Beth and is
Uh-huh.
like, say your name. And she's like, I don't do this right now. And she finally does say it.
My name is Beth.
But I don't know. It was sad. And then
Yeah.
the way that it ends, but like the last part of that, the actual
Mhm.
event we get is that an explosion happens.
Yeah.
They are caught in the rubble, and they're just basically yelling, I love you at each other,
Yeah.
screaming. And
I'm sure they were eviscerated.
yeah,
Yeah.
that,
And how the camera footage survived, I don't know. Okay. But like, yeah. They were
we don't
sure they
ask
were
too many
eviscerated.
questions. Yeah, clearly they were in rubble. Like
Yeah.
the cameras, you only see some like red lights shining through
Mhm.
a few rocks and stuff, and you can just hear their voices yelling, I love you too. And then it flashes to their Coney Island trip,
Yeah.
and it's all happy
Mhm.
dory, hunky dory.
Dory, and they're
Um,
having a good time, and she says that little cute thing of like, I had a great day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a good day.
Yeah.
And starts and ends very similarly.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good day for
Literally.
them today.
And then also, there's a little Easter egg that in that moment when they're in the little Ferris wheel,
Mhm.
it pans to the beach at one part, and this ties in with the other movies. There is a satellite falling into the ocean.
Oh,
That if you don't know it's there happening, you don't see it, but if you like watch it, you see like it.
I feel like I
splash
saw something.
into the water.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel like I did see something small falling down.
Mhm.
I don't know, but I'm going to go back and rewind that now.
Yeah.
And I also, so I love the way that the ending credits was just really the mechanical, like whirring and thuds of like a, like of a tape resetting
Yeah.
kind of at the end. Almost like when a record, gets to the end and
I
it's
don't
sitting
really
there
know
playing.
records too well.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
well, it's got a very specific sound of like, it's just like still spinning.
Oh, but it's not.
Yeah, not
Playing the
actually.
music.
Hmm.
Okay.
And so it kind of gave me those kind of vibes. And then it's slowly these like thuds, those distant thuds start
Yeah.
coming in, and then it morphs into the music. And I liked the way that
I
ending.
didn't keep up with the credits.
Yeah, I only watched it for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Now I am curious too about the part where they said if you were to play the ending backwards,
Uh-huh.
that
Since the creature's still alive.
yeah. There's also apparently there's iconic monsters hidden in all of the Cloverfields. So it looks like we've got Godzilla and King Kong, which, like I said, it seemed a little bit like King Kong there. Monsters from iconic films can be seen in the camera cutouts. There's homages to them. 1954, The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. 1953, King Kong. 1933 can be spotted when pausing the films at 24:06, 45:27, and 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 55 seconds, respectively. They're the like blink and you'll miss it type of
Yeah.
homage. And that's why fans didn't discover them until the film released on home video. And of them all, the King Kong images is the easiest to spot since it's the most brightly lit. So
That's cool.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That those little Easter eggs like
Mhm.
that are in there too. That makes me want to also go
Awesome.
back and rewind that. Anyways, I think it's time
for
for
good ratings?
booze. So how many booze?
I will give Cloverfield.
Oh, there's a Cloverfield manga, but it may not be canon. Sorry.
No,
Interesting.
I give Cloverfield. It's just the fact that it made me a little nauseous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I give it a 2.8.
Oh,
I give it a 2.8.
okay. Yeah. This is, like I said earlier, probably one of the shakiest of the found footage I've ever seen. I remember thinking whenever I first saw it, like,
that.
fuck.
I rescind that because I feel like I want to give it more. It's a 3.2.
3.2.
3.2.
There you go.
A 3.2, you guys.
For any other reason than...
No, I mean, I generally enjoyed it. It was pretty entertaining. Like, I remember when I first watched it, too, it was entertaining. And, I mean, I love monster movies. I love a good destruction, everything's getting blown up kind of thing.
It kind of leaves you in the dark,
It leaves you in the dark a little bit at the end.
Like, you don't really know what happened.
And for a lot of it, too. Yeah, exactly. There's no really explanation of what even transpired. You're just like, oh, okay, now everybody's dead. So I kind of wish maybe there was like more to that, and I wish maybe it was Steadicam. But other than that, I mean, it didn't like blow me away, but it wasn't bad. It was digestible, and it was only an hour and 26 minutes. I think. So it's very short.
Very short.
Yeah.
I like that it kind of leaves you in the dark, and that I didn't know all this stuff about it until you were explaining the other movies to me. I really do want to go watch them now, because it's. See, I wasn't even sure if 10 Cloverfield Lane was even related whenever it first came out.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Not related to like this storyline, but like in its own universe because of the dimension shit that's happening. Like,
which is so cool.
They created an Earth scenario where in 2016 aliens come and start.
It feels very almost like how Alien is with Prometheus and stuff like that being off like a.
It kind of resets
offshoot from it.
Yeah.
But that also pieces together. And I like that the whole narrative is coming together to, like, it's not happening in one single film. It's not wrapped up with a nice, pretty bow.
Yeah.
But the
and it's not filling
combination of these
and
films.
it's not giving you every answer. It's just giving you pieces.
And until you get the whole story.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. It's not just like a straight... It's not a straight like forward storyline. Yes, not linear. You're jumping around all over the place. Which, of course, if this is a paradox, there are dimensions and stuff like that, time isn't linear.
I was reading an article. I believe there's 5 Earths
in
universes that get created because of the third movie, the Cloverfield paradox.
Yeah, which is on Netflix. I watched this today on Amazon Prime. I had to rent it.
I believe I watched it on HBO Max.
Yeah, I don't have that. So
yeah.
I was shocked that it wasn't on Paramount, considering it's a Paramount film.
Oh yeah, you're right. Huh. That's true.
A little weird there, but so for me, I think I really, really did enjoy this film, and I enjoyed it the first time I saw it, even though I hadn't seen it in so long. But I remember leaving the theater being like, damn, that was good. I don't really know what the fuck just happened, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't get super motion sick, I guess. I like in cars and stuff if I'm reading. Yes. And if I'm not in the front seat, that's also why I like to drive a lot. But like on planes and stuff like that, I don't get motion sick, and I love roller coasters and getting whipped around. So
I can't do roller coasters.
To me, I was perfectly fine the whole film. I think it's a really well-made film, and I can't wait to go. I'm honestly shocked that I haven't seen these other ones, and but I'm excited to watch them. I think I'd give this a 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
That's good.
So, solid 4. And yours was a 3.2.
3.2. So, I mean,
3.2.
3.5 overall. Sure.
Yeah, 3.5. Yeah, sure.
We'll put it in the middle.
Yeah.
That is in the middle.
4.
I guess the 6.5.
Something like that.
There you go.
We don't know math here.
Anyways, yeah, we're talking about movies, but I mean,
but you heard it here first.
Yeah, I don't want to feel like, because I would recommend this movie to people. I'd be like, yeah, it's a good movie. You should watch it.
I mean, we said we would recommend Escape Room 2 to people too, and we gave that even lower rating. So it's definitely a good film. Yeah. Just be aware that yes, it is probably one of the shakiest found footage I've ever seen. It's It's a ride.
Just a little disclosure, a little forewarning there.
Yes, exactly. Seeing it in like 4D would have been probably really fucking cool.
Oh,
Like the D-box like shaking you around and shit.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
That would have been kind of cool. Anyways, so a 3.2 and a 4 from your BooBaes for 2008's Cloverfield.
Yes.
That's right.
Once again, we are in the Rogue Media Network studio.
Yes, lovely. They take great care of us every day. And you can listen to us and all of the other Rogue Media Network podcasts on any of your streaming platforms, the biggest of ones being
Apple Podcasts.
Yep, and also Spotify. And then you can find us all at the lovely home base of RogueMediaNetwork.
That's right.
.com. You can also, and also wherever you are listening, please don't forget to rate,
review, and subscribe.
That's right.
And like.
Only
and
way
love.
we can get ahead. That's right. Tell your friends. Word of mouth is the best way to do it. And if you've seen these horror films, let us know your thoughts on it.
About it. Give us your B rating, please.
Exactly.
Send it to us, DM us, put it on our caption or comments, whatever you need to do.
All that jazz. Yep. And you can also find us, if you want to do that, on our one social media platform of Instagram at
BooBaes Podcast, and that is BOOBAES Podcast, because we're your BooBaes, not your BooBapes, and that's all one word all together. And yeah,
mushy mushy. And until next time,
bye, Baes.
Bye, Baes.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.
Are you a podcaster? Let's talk podcast hosting. Are you tired of your current podcast host? Need real support in a community that gets it? At Rogue Media Network, we offer top-tier podcast hosting services to help you thrive. From hosting and distribution to dedicated support, we've got you covered. Starting as low as $25 a month. Join our community of passionate podcasters today. Contact us at hello@roguemedianetwork.com.